Nick, what's up, man?
Yeah, nothing much. How's it been?
Good. Hey, thanks for coming on today. Thanks for coming on to chat. I think this is gonna be good. How's your
It'll
weekend
be
going?
good. It's been awesome. How's yours?
Good. I went to go visit some friends, friends and family, basically in like the Westchester area, and then I just got back a
Yeah,
little while ago. I was just
gotcha.
finishing putting up in the groceries away, laundry. But what about you? You do anything fun this weekend?
Yeah, I visited family actually in Baltimore and drove back a couple of hours ago. It wasn't bad. Drive wasn't bad.
Not bad, really. No traffic.
No, no, actually, I made it pretty good time. Yeah, actually, like 3 hours, 3 to 4 hours. Not bad.
And you're in, you said Garden City, is that right?
Yeah, Garden City.
3 4 hours from Baltimore to Garden City. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. Yeah, pretty good traffic today. I'm pretty happy about it.
Yeah, sweet. Yeah, man. So, hey, I'm pretty excited. We're going to be working together a lot, obviously at Old County, but a little bit in the same office, I think, right? Dr. Chapman was telling me.
I think so. I think we might overlap a little bit. Yeah. Have you already started?
Start tomorrow. That's my first day.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, same,
You too?
same
Where?
here. Yeah.
Yeah, where are you going to be? Where are you going to be going in tomorrow?
Tomorrow I'll be starting at the new Hyatt office, the Lake Success office.
Lake Success. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. Yeah. If there are any issues with the address, like people going to that office, just let me know because
Yeah.
my fiance and I we're kind of in charge of like the Google Maps, and Google has been giving us a year of like resistance, and we
Yeah.
finally got access. It's like a week and a half ago, and
Hmm.
so yeah, any issues because we've been having issues for a while with patients going to they put in the right address and Google's pin was at the wrong address. So any issues come up, just yeah, fire over a text. Let me know.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Wait, so which office are you starting tomorrow?
I'll be at Melville. So
Melville. Sweet. Awesome. I
and do
think
you know what?
Brandon might be there. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what days you'll be over in Melville? Because that's what.
So I wasn't sure because Dr. Chafkin is, I think I was supposed to be in the Babylon office, then when it's going to open, but given that there's delays and things like that with that office, I think I'm being placed in a couple of offices as, you know, offices being built. So I think they were trying to put me in the Flushing office and they were trying to see if I could go to Melville or something like that, but I'm not 100% sure. So my Wednesday is kind of open right now for that change. But
Wednesday.
yeah, yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. What should we talk about?
Yeah, cool. No, just so let's go through your whole trajectory here through
Yeah,
where'd you go to dental school, by the way? I know you went to BU for OMFS, but what about
yeah.
dental?
So I went to Penn for dental school. Yeah, I did Penn, Philadelphia, great city. I don't know if you've been,
Long
but
time
I
ago.
long time ago. Yeah, great city. Then went to Boston, obviously, for the 6 year program, doing the MD track for the medical degree as well.
Yeah. Which one did you like better, Boston or Philly?
I think both cities have their own unique characteristics.
Yeah.
I think, from my understanding, like I think Boston is a little bit smaller city than Philadelphia, if I'm correct. I might be totally wrong, but given that we're in during oral surgery, I'm not able to go outside as much, because of the training and things like that. Definitely, Philly had some we had some fun times at Philly. Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah,
Yeah. It's a good question. I'm not sure which is bigger between Boston or Philly. I feel like Boston has its areas where it's still kind of kept very ancient and like historic, like very
yeah,
historical
yeah, for
areas.
sure, for
I
sure.
don't know
Yeah,
Philly though. I haven't been there in probably at least 20 years, so
yeah,
I don't remember.
yeah. Are you in the your family's from the Westchester area?
Oh, no, that's like my fiance's side. Her
I see. Gotcha.
sister, yeah, her sister and brother-in-law live in Fleetwood. It's
Oh, gotcha.
not bad. It's like an hour and 10 minutes. Not bad at all. So it's
Hmm.
cool that we get to see them for like weekends and such. It's always good. You said you have family in Baltimore. Is that where you kind
Yeah.
of resided before dental school?
Well, so I actually grew up in Canada most of my life. I actually came here for dental school and the training, but my brother is a radiation oncologist and he does his training there. So and things like that. So my family basically relocated with my brother. Yeah.
Relocated with your brother, not you. What happened?
Huh?
They
I just
relocated.
I don't know. I wanted to, be near a big city, right? Like New York City is right next door. Tons of things to do. Obviously, my friends also had some influences as well.
Yeah.
I was very close with people who I did residency with, and they kind of it's kind of it's like weird, right? Residency, you in the moment of it, you just hate everything. You're just like, why am I doing all of this? It's such hard work. Like this is like I love doing surgeries, but it's like after hours and hours of like just a lot of tons of work. You're just like I don't know if I could do it again. But does the friendships and camaraderies that you build during residency like kind of carry with you for the rest of your life? So that's when we got really close, and that's kind of influenced me in relocating to Long Island, actually.
That's
um,
right. That's right. And so it was four in your graduating class. It was you, it was Brar, it was Hannah. Is that correct? And then
and then
before,
there was a Rola Raba who we had in our class.
is it always four in each graduating class, or was that like a temporary?
So it's strange, right? Because, the 6 year guys kind of joined the 4 year guys a little later. I don't know if it is for every program, but for our program, the 4 year guys would start intern year in July, and the medical school guys would come back in September, right? So there was sort of like this shortage period where there will be not enough people during those 2 months. So I believe that I might be totally wrong, but I think there have been increase in the number of residents in our program, especially in the 4 years, so they could have more coverage during the time of
Yeah,
2 months and things like that. But definitely a fun experience. You know, where did you do your training again, Brandon?
I was at NYU in Bellevue.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I totally forgot. Yeah,
But the coverage, the coverage mismatches. I know exactly what you're talking about. People are going off
right,
service, people are going on service. There's only one
right.
4-year resident at NYU, so there's
Crazy,
always
man.
mismatches that can
Right.
be. Yeah, I hear you on that.
Yeah, man, it's just, it's there's always like this. I think they try to work it out, but it's like not perfect, and you just kind of make it work, and just kind of the machine still works. The machine will still function, and things will get done, and at the end of the day, it won't be, too bad. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Right, not too bad, but
Yeah,
really bad.
right, exactly. Like because there's some war stories that we could share, but obviously, yeah, they're obviously it's extremely busy. Like all the oral surgery programs are extremely busy, as we understand. Despite the fact that you as a chief resident, you're like, okay, there should be enough coverage for every service now. Everything should be all set. Something goes wrong, and
There's
then
always
it's like,
something.
yeah, there's always something, and then somehow it's like, okay, I'm in charge of this service, but now it's like in chaos, and then you try to make it work. Everybody's sort of, you meet people in midway. Not everybody's completely happy. Not everybody's like completely, sad about their rotation or like the coverage, but like you kind of meet halfway, and everything works out.
Right, right, exactly. And one thing I
Yeah.
wanted to point out, you said, the machine still functions, and the
Hmm.
reason the machine still functions is because you have people that have to pick up the slack where there's
Right.
missed coverage, right? You have all upper level residents taking more call for the lower level residents when they're less on service, or
Yeah,
is,
100%.
is
Yeah.
right, or sometimes there's lower level residents picking up some upper level resident duties and responsibilities if there's less coverage upper, and so it's always a mix, but it's like you said from the beginning, it's that camaraderie, it's that team, it's that
Right. Right.
ultimately that connection and bond, and just pushing through until the stuff gets done. That's what keeps the
Right.
machine going. So
Right. I think, that's what, makes oral surgery sort of different from other dental specialties. I think, right? Because it is a busier service. It is a lot of hard work and things like that. Not that I'm saying that not other specialties are hard work and things like that, but compared to other specialties in dentistry, it seems more like a team effort rather than like individual projects that you're doing, you know? Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
right, and one of those responsibilities, or at least the chief residents, like you're saying, with the mismatches and stuff, is the call schedule, and I
Right.
think that's
Right.
the team aspect. Really, I always wanted to do it where like let's go meet at the bar and let's all come out with the
100%.
schedule
Yeah.
together, and that's the whole point. Like I think if
Right.
there are other residents listening to this, it's like take that with you. It's like you should be making the call schedule as a team. It's not just one person making the rules
Yeah.
or ordering other
Right.
people around. So you know what I
Right.
mean? I think that kind of makes it. brings it back to that connection, that bond of the team atmosphere that's
Right.
needed when things
Yeah.
get tough. Because sitting around at the bar making a call schedule, yeah, there's going to be like, oh no, I need that weekend. There's going to be some, maybe some butting heads there. But when it comes down to covering the OR, running around the hospital, did we get the clearance yet? Did we get the consult? Can you
Yeah.
message back that service? That's where,
Yeah, everything has to come together, right? Everybody has to be doing their duty, and everybody's like counting on each other to make this work. And obviously, patients come first. Everything, patient safety comes first, and in order for that to be achieved, everybody has to be doing their work. Like even small things like writing labs, and the interns have to be writing labs, accurate medications. You know, everything is so important. Everything in that little sheet of paper that you get, right?
yeah,
That every information has to be on there, like for rounding, like what happened, ins and outs. Get all these reports, right? I mean, and I think that's what really almost like it came almost as a, I don't know if it was for you, but it was like almost like a shock when I went through residency from dental school, because it was like something like a total team effort to keep this patient safe, keep everything for the patient, do the best for the patient. Not that in dental school we do big things for the patient, but it's just like more of everybody having individual roles and that coming together, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's like every branch of the tree, every branch counts,
Yeah. Right.
and to keep the machine going. Tell me about your experience in residency more, because you guys did a lot of flaps, right?
Right.
You just mentioned ins and outs. Tell me more about that.
Right. So, I mean, we did, our program was very head and neck heavy. We did both the reconstruction and the ablation. So we would have, yeah, I know. So we would have, some more days that we would do the ablation, and then the ENT would do the reconstruction. And we would just sometimes have ORs in which we would do both the ablative part and the reconstructive part. Those are long days. Like some days were so long. You know, I was in an OR like for I think 72 hours straight because the flap wouldn't live. That's such a devastating thing. Yeah. Yeah, just because since you see the surgeons doing so much effort, and doing all these things for the patient, and patients won't really see like that effort. It's they just really care about the results, right?
Mm.
But there is so much things that are going on the OR, like so stressful. Like if the flap dies, like you have to try to revive it. You do everything for that patient, and try to do like inject TPA, get even leeches on, and
Yep.
things like that.
Venous congestion, of course.
Right. And then honestly is so it crushes you really, because you're in the OR for such a long time, and if the flap doesn't live, then you're just like, wow, what, it feels like you're there for eternity just to have a end result that's not the best for the patient.
Percent. That's interesting what you said. You said you're a flap heavy program. We had flaps at our program. At least my chief here were mostly just doing just the like excisional part. We're just mostly just
The
taking.
ablation, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, not. We weren't doing the ablations. We weren't doing as much reconstruction. The one surgeon who would do the reconstruction really kind of he was kind of like his responsibilities got spread out a little bit more. So it
Gotcha.
was usually like ENT or plastics doing it. He was one of the couple, but and just for listeners, I think it's really important to explain the amount of responsibilities and supervision and oversight you need to have over these flaps, because like you said, you ended up in an OR for 72 hours.
Right.
That doesn't happen too often. I'm sure you would agree,
No, no,
but
no. No, yeah, yeah. It
that
doesn't.
doesn't mean that there isn't 72 hours of strict supervision and focus on that flap, right? Like, what do
Yeah,
we do?
100%.
Q what, 20 minutes the
Yeah.
first couple hours
Yeah.
out, right? Checking the
Right.
flaps.
Right.
The ins and outs are important.
Right.
You want to make sure that the labs are updated sometimes to the hour, maybe not like literally hourly, but maybe you have Q4 labs, Q6 labs on certain things, blood gas components when you're monitoring these flaps. Because once they die, that's your whole flap. Everything you did in that surgery out the window, gone, and now you're in a deficit because you just took a body part from somewhere else, whether it's the fibula, whether it's the scapula, whether it's a pectoralis muscle. That's gone. The donor site is now
Right.
potentially like
Right.
it's cosmetic changes, and then and now the whole point of the reconstruction, if you were gonna, maybe you were doing a denture on it, and then the next year's maybe you need to debolt the flap a little bit, all that gets affected down the road. So
Yeah, 100%,
Oh my god!
100%.
And then the call
Right,
responsibilities. You're going to be in the or you're going to be in the hospital all night. You know, if you have home call, you're going to be in that hospital all night monitoring that flap. So, and this is just one more thing to summarize for listeners. You have like the um, benign tumor programs, and then you have malignant. Malignant, you're doing
right.
every type of, whether it be cancer, whether it be tumors, whether it be some type of pathology. You're doing everything, and that's where it comes down to the responsibilities, the work. Just to kind of explain, because I know people that when they apply to programs, they're like, "Oh, do I want to do malignant? Do I want to
Right,
do
right.
just benign?" And it's like
It's true.
it's something to consider.
Right, right. It's something to consider as well. But I think wherever you are in terms of programs, you just do your best, and whether you. I think even if you don't want to do malignancies or head and neck and things like that, there's always you know things to be learned. Not that I'm not doing head and neck right now. We're in private practice, but if you could help out, be a good team member, and like learn how to suture and things.
Mm.
You'll suture and things like that inside the mouth, and I think it would still be beneficial. I know some residents, when they go to a program, they're or if they're applying for a program and you get into a program that you didn't necessarily want to go, they're really disappointed because I didn't match my first spot, and I'm end up doing a lot more head and neck than I wanted. But I mean, you just do your best, and even if you don't like it, you don't like head and neck or any other stuff that you're doing, you just keep going. You just learn things still. It will be beneficial regardless. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, it's even just the hand skills coming down to understanding the
100%.
anatomy of the head and neck region. But another thing that I was just thinking about. Well, did you ever consider going into head and
Yeah.
neck? Was that ever on your
Yeah.
radar?
Right. So at one point in my life, yeah, I mean that's why I applied to the 6-year programs, because I wanted to be in academics. But head and neck, as we already previously is pretty rigorous and is pretty devastating, and a lot of surgical procedures are it has to be very precise and things. And long hours, and which I didn't really want to sacrifice in terms of for personal reasons and for my family and things. Yeah.
Of course, and
Yeah.
it goes even further than that. The hours are one
Right.
thing, the length in training is another. What about paying
Well,
the bills back?
100%.
What if
Right.
some residents and students, they have an exuberant amount of loans?
Yeah.
Paying
Yeah.
it back during on the head and neck route, very
Right.
challenging. Okay,
Right.
that's
Yeah.
something that is overlooked, right? Like the pay for head and neck cancer surgeries, it might be good individually, but you're not doing 10 of those a day. It's not like you could
Yeah.
just speed them up. No, it doesn't work that way. You need to do a good job. This is cancer you're dealing with. You
Yeah.
have to
100%.
follow things to the T. And then a fourth thing to consider is the amount of lawsuits. One of the
Right.
surgeons, the neck surgeons, that was he's in like text. He's written chapters in textbooks and stuff. I don't want to name his
Right.
name. I've been trying to get him on the podcast too, but
Yeah. I
his
think.
schedule's been busy because the cancer's been picking up. But yeah, he was saying the amount of lawsuits, because when things don't go the way they want to in terms of the patient's interest, right? Sometimes you do the
Mm.
surgery perfect, cancer's gone, and it still comes back. Sometimes you don't do the surgery perfectly and it comes back, right? But it's the ones where you do everything in the T perfectly and it comes back. The patient, maybe the patient, God forbid, expires. Their family, someone wants some kind of like,
Like a
they
compensation, right?
some
Yeah.
kind of compensation, and
Yeah.
it's like it. Unfortunately, of course, we all would like some compensation if you lose a family member, but at least from our standpoint, taking a cancer of the head, neck, the face, it doesn't always work that way, and you don't always get the outcome that you're looking for, even when you follow everything step by step. So just to get like racked up with all these, you're getting hosed with lawsuits, and it's like there's only so much you can do except
Right.
follow the T. So I don't know. It's
It's
actually
it,
kind of sad listening to
it
one of the
is right.
surgeons explain that in the OR. I don't know if you
Right.
have instances or examples or experiences, some insight from your end.
So I think in terms of patient lawsuits and things like that, us surgeons, we don't really care about. Let's put it this way: we really care about the patient's outcome, like for the best of the patient, right? So if something is a consequence that follows that outcome, the best for the patient, we don't really try not to think about it. I don't think as much. Like deaths and things like that, we try to look on the positive aspects. But if it is of death or complication, ourselves like get really devastated as well. And I think the patient's family should also know that as well. Like it's not like we're happy that this happened. It's like it tears us apart. It's like death, like on a patient, like, if a patient expires because of head and neck surgeries, or like if something goes on wrong with even as simple as an extraction, it really tears us apart as surgeons. Like, it's not like, oh, we are all in it for the money, or we're all in it. I think that, I think maybe perhaps like the broadcasts or like news and outlets, and I think they kind of sometimes put us as like villains and things like
All
that.
the time, all the
Right.
time.
Right. And I think, if patients are listening to this podcast, I think it's important that, like, we try to do the best for our patients. And that's why we went through this rigorous training. I think, they should know that, even despite the fact that the newscast or the media makes us out to be like kind of villains who are, chasing money and things like that. I think more importantly, I think, they should know that we have them in their best interest, right? And try to do the best for them.
Always, we take an
Yeah.
oath.
Right, right, right. And I don't think it's enough for, the money, fine, but then it's not enough for us to go through all of the training that we did just for money. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's ridiculous. Yeah.
Right. And everyone wants the best for their patients,
Right.
Oath
100%.
or not, it's like if your patient doesn't do well, there's a complication, something goes wrong, that's a loss. There's wins and losses. That's a loss. We all want wins, especially in surgery. It's like we try and learn to have the control through our training, to have the control so that we can anticipate complications before they happen,
Right.
especially with like the flaps, right?
Right.
And yeah, it's interesting. I mean, how many stories do you see about doctors, dentists, physicians in the media? And it's like, how many of them are good stories? There
No,
are,
it's
there
horrible
are, but
surgeries. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think it's a bit heavy handed on the negative stories.
Right. Right. It's usually we are ourselves, like, as surgeons, understand that there is no 100% success rate. I think the more surgeries that we do, we will get more complications, but we will try to manage the complications. We're not we have to understand that, and the patients should understand that we're not gods, right? We're
Mm,
not like perfect, so they should, try to, like not say give us a leniency on it, but just like, be mindful that not every surgeon has to be sued or to be threatened to be sued. You know what I mean? Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, it's. I learned on a chat with a malpractice attorney, an oral surgeon and
Yeah.
malpractice attorney, actually, believe it or
Yeah.
not. And he was saying that there's certain states that have they have higher rates of these lawsuits, and New York sounds like it's in one of the top five. So it's
Yeah.
something to consider when, especially as surgeons with the highest rates of malpractice. If that's something to consider as well, which I was interested to find out. I thought it was just like rates on the country general, but they actually looked at it down to the state level, especially parts of states. So you have like city area Manhattan, and then you have the rest of like upstate New York, Long Island. I was interested to learn about that. I was quite curious to find that out.
Really? What did the surgeon? What did the what was the what did he say exactly? I haven't heard that podcast yet. So
Yeah, yeah. He unfortunately had to stay somewhat generalized, but yeah, he was
yeah.
saying that in certain state. And another thing is, say a claim is made and it goes to court. In
Hmm.
certain states, the courts and the judges and the witnesses in the booth, they have a certain kind of predilection, like a certain feeling towards certain things
Gotcha.
as well. So that all, yeah. So it's like one, there's more frequency of say lawsuits, but then there's also a certain attitude in the room. It sounds like in
Oh,
some cases, it's not like just, but like generally, it could be swayed one way or the other. Which I was interested in hearing this. I was like, what, really?
yeah.
So
Wow. Yeah.
yeah, or
Yeah.
like you were asking about a specific one was specifically a general dentist who it was I don't want to say a minor complication, but say I forget what the exact one was. Say they took out it wasn't even taking out the wrong tooth. I forget what it had to do with. A patient had a little bit of complication, went to the ICU, and they found something else, right? Just generally,
Okay.
and so they sued the general dentist that did this IV sedation, right? If I remember correctly, but these are all besides the point. These little details besides the point. The point was that the lawsuit was filed. They went to court, and the court actually came out and said that everything was cleared up. Like they settled it with the patient and all, but the court said that the provider's license has to be suspended for 6 months, and that's a very big. And this is what the attorney that was telling the attorney surgeon was telling me is that the result of these claims, these courts, the lawsuits, differ based on states. So this was in some state where it's actually a lot more strict. Because imagine 6 months you're not allowed to work in your state, and say you're
Yeah,
in the heart
that's
of
a
the state,
lot.
you can't just drive 5 hours to another state and work there for those 6 months. That could put into you own the practice. That could put your practice out of business. 6 months is a long time.
Right,
But
that is a
just
long
what about
time.
just supporting your family and everything else? Like the complication wasn't too significant. Like the patient lived and fine. It wasn't like a life threatening thing, or it wasn't like it didn't affect the rest of the patient's life. And now the dentist has to take off 6 months from work. So I was just very curious to find this stuff out.
Right,
Hopefully we
right.
don't have to deal with any of these
No,
things. Hopefully
hopefully
everything
not.
goes perfect.
Yeah, that's true. We yeah.
Anyway, so what are you doing? How do you like Garden City so far? When did you
I
move
think
here? It was just a couple months ago, right?
yeah, I was like a month ago. Yeah, yeah. It's been nice. Yeah, I haven't really been really able to explore the area because I was setting up my bedroom and things like that, just moving.
Of
But
course. Yeah.
yeah, pretty nice. Where do you live?
I'm out in Smithtown. Actually, turns out Brar
What's
is
with that?
uh,
Yeah, yeah,
is really close to me.
yeah,
We
yeah,
just
yeah,
happened to find that out coincidentally.
yeah. You guys are real close, and you guys are covering the same office.
We will be, yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy. All right, that's
That's
awesome,
funny.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've been in Smithtown my whole life. We moved out here when I was like 3 years old, so I'm back in like my childhood house. But the plan is for me to buy this, and then my dad will move out over time, and
gotcha,
so
gotcha.
it's yeah, full circle came
Right.
by.
Did you get to look at your schedule tomorrow or anything like that? Did anybody help you set it up or?
Yeah, I looked at it last week. I had to go into the office for the prescription things, DSN, finishing
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, I
Yeah, I
just did
just
that a couple of days ago. Yeah. Gotcha.
yeah, that did you have it where like you finished everything up and then left, and then they sent another email like an hour or two later where they're like, "Oh, now you can finally move on to the Duo Mobile activation." And I'm like, "Wait, I just
No,
left the office." What?
they didn't do that to me yet, but I mean, yeah. No, they haven't, but
Okay,
yeah,
hopefully you're.
did you have to go back in?
I did, so I went back in the
Yeah,
next day, and I'm like,
I
"Now
did.
this is the last week, Wednesday and Thursday."
That's funny.
But it all got worked out.
It will work out. Everything will work out. Seem busy tomorrow or?
It looked a little bit lighter. The procedure column's filled, but they're going to start me at 45 minutes of procedure, which I appreciate. I don't think
Yeah,
I don't need that long for like a couple baby teeth and stuff. But I think
right,
just learning the did you? So you worked somewhere before
right.
already, right? For a year.
Yeah.
Do you know what like software system that they used?
They use DSN, but they kind of use a different sort of DSN. It looks different. I mean, everything got synced over a little bit for in terms of dose spot, but like something I'm not used to the whole system, right? So I have to tomorrow's probably going to like be a struggle where I'm going to be asking people like where do I send medications or where how do I write the notes and like what tabs to use and things like that. So yeah,
Same.
tomorrow's going to be kind of sort of like a typical first day, right? Like you go to somewhere on the first day, you try to figure out how the ropes and like it's not even about the surgery at that point, right? You know how to do the surgeries, you know how to do
Right.
all this stuff,
Right.
but it's like like an intern almost. Like you go in, and you're like, I don't know this epic. Like somebody's showing me how to order scripts, and you have to do multiple mistakes just to figure out what is going on.
Right. It's probably going to take a week or two at least. And I've never even used DSN before. So the learning
Yeah,
curve is it's not going to be the surgery side. It's going to be the admin side, the computer side. I just hope that it
right.
doesn't kind of affect the surgery where a patient comes in and you're asking about, oh, how do I send this prescription there? And then they think like, how new is this person?
I might just be like, hey, pretty experienced surgeon, but I don't know how to use the computer. So yeah, try to calm them down that way. Yeah, for sure.
That's exactly. That's the same thing that I'm looking at. Is
Yeah.
your schedule looking full? Did you get to take a look at that?
Yeah, I mean they booked some I think some procedures and some consults I saw. But they didn't really book any GAs. I think. Did your GA everything come through for you or
No GA yet. No
no
GA.
GA? Yeah,
That's
yeah,
I'm probably looking at a couple more weeks at least
yeah,
before that comes in. Did you
yeah.
got it? Everything came in for you?
Yeah. I mean, I applied a little early because I was in the process of moving jobs already, so it came through. But it's just like yeah, they haven't put any GAs because I think they thought that I didn't have a GA license, so I won't be doing GAs tomorrow at least.
Did you let them know? Will you be able to let them
Yeah,
know
yeah,
tomorrow?
yeah. They'll book people. Yeah, they'll book people.
Good. Okay. So you'll
Yeah,
have like
yeah,
maybe a day or two or a week tops.
yeah. It shouldn't be that bad. Yeah, I mean, and I guess we should be preparing for the schedule for the boards and stuff, I guess.
Hey, yeah, yeah. I'm out this Friday and Monday, but then I have a while before I take anything else off. We got to talk about that. It's going to be you, me, Jason Chen, and Brar, I think, right?
Yeah,
So us
yeah,
four.
for sure. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And you're going to a couple of courses, I understand.
Yes.
And I saw, I think Dr. Jenser was on your podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I
yeah,
got him
yeah,
on. I got
yeah.
Aaron Figueroa. He was on, and then um, I got Matt on as well. He did, but he's in the Carolina course.
Carolina, yeah, yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, and then Ginger and Figueroa, they're the St. Louis. Are you going to do any of the courses or?
So I think I'm going to do, I think, the Carolina course. I think that's just small group discussion one, right? And I think I'm going to do maybe the ACOMS course, I think. I'm not sure when that's on, but yeah.
Gotcha. And then Carolina, that's October 25th to 26th. That's the
Yeah,
one you're.
yeah, that was the one. I think I'm doing a lot of the weekend courses because I don't want to be taking a lot of days off. Yeah. I think St. Louis isn't too bad because you only have to take off one day, right? Or Friday or something like that.
It might be Thursday, Friday.
Thursday. Okay, gotcha,
So
gotcha.
another 2 days. Yeah, this weekend was something I've been. It's I'm going to the Bad Bunny concert in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, nice, nice. All right,
But
all right.
I agree with you. I'm trying to not take. I mean, especially we're starting a little bit later. We want to get going. We want to work a little
Yeah.
bit. I'm trying not to take too many days off. Are you going to the Amos meeting?
No, I'm not. Unfortunately, no, no.
Me too. I had to
Yeah,
call. I wanted to go, but it also have a. We have a company dinner. We have a business dinner that night, right?
yeah. I
So
think so. Like September. I think it was 18th or something.
yeah,
15th.
it's
I'm not
17th or
sure.
18th. It's one of
Yeah,
those two
yeah.
days. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So we gotta, yeah, we have a busy schedule. Yeah, we gotta figure out some stuff, right?
You know, and now that we're on that topic, what day do you think would be best for you as far as if we do like all of us, we sit down for oral boards prep. You're
Yeah,
thinking doing like one day a week, right? What do you think?
yeah. I think so. We will be preparing all the cases, right? I think maybe, I, honestly, weekends work better for me. Like I think Saturday or Sunday. I think might be like the Fridays might be everybody might be too exhausted from work. I'm not sure. Like we could try to do Friday night if we want.
I could try for Friday. I was thinking. I know Jason Chen was thinking like maybe Friday afternoon. I could do like a Friday afternoon after work. But yeah, we let's feel it out
Yeah,
because
yeah. I
Saturday
think
would be tough.
yeah.
That would be
So
really tough to do.
yeah.
Maybe I could potentially do Sunday evenings, but I would like to try and kind of like squeeze all that in on the weekdays because then
Yeah,
weekends we could kind of do our whatever. Like maybe you got to go
like the
to
study.
Baltimore or something
Yeah, yeah,
or
for sure.
study.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, for
So okay,
sure.
and
Yeah,
then I'll see Bar tomorrow. I'll talk to him about it because we should really get going on it. Probably I'm not going to be able to do this week, but next week I can start preparing something for next week if you
right,
want to do that.
right, right. And then I guess we will have. Wait, so I guess we should all prepare a case. I'm not sure how we're gonna do it, but or we're gonna have. I don't know. I guess we'll try to figure it out. Yeah,
Yeah, we should, or like two people, and then we could kind of do a switch because also we want to be mindful of everyone's, especially Bar. Like doesn't he have a
he has
he's a
a.
kid on the way, right?
Yeah, yeah, he does. Yeah, his wife is pregnant, so I think we should be. Yeah, I think she's due sometime in September, if I remember correctly.
That's
So
what I was. Yeah, like
right, right,
soon.
right. So he's gonna be super busy. Like on top of that, yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah,
maybe, yeah, we got to all have to talk to him about it tomorrow. Let's pick out a day we can all do that, like squeeze it in maybe to the week. You know what I mean? Because weekends will probably, especially if he's got a kid, his wife's gonna want him to like
right,
help out on
right,
the weekends versus week.
right,
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how we
yeah,
do it, and then so that some
yeah,
people have like you get like 2 weeks off, 2 weeks on, or something like that. You know what I mean? We'll figure it out.
yeah, yeah, for sure. I think it
So
might, it might be good to just practice a lot before the exam. When it comes closer to the exam, we'll just kind of just test each other and things like that. Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
more,
yeah, yeah.
more. Yeah, yeah.
And then the other thing, hospital privileges. Did you look into that?
Yeah, yeah. So I'm trying to gather all this paperwork for the NUMC hospital, but it's just like it's a lot of paperwork. It's like you got to get examined and things like that. Were you able to email the email that I sent you?
Yeah, but like the examination, they want you to teach one day a week or cover clinic one day a month or week or something. I
Really?
was
That wasn't my understanding. I don't know. Whoa.
yeah, I got like it was LIJ wants you to cover clinic. I think it's one day a week. You have to take call twice, 2 weeks of the year. Numic was something. Yeah, you have to get like you have to get like a doctor's,
Yeah. Examination yeah, they want everything, man. They just
and then wasn't like a $200 fee on top of all that.
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
all
there is.
right, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
come on.
It is a lot of. I mean, I haven't even finished filling out the paperwork. It's a lot. So we have to get working on that as well, just because the board wants it. But
Yeah, the board wants it
definitely
just to schedule the exam. I reached out to the
right.
guy, Lin Lee. He wants us to like have proof of board's privileges pending before we actually even like fully book the board exam. I think we're gonna have to pay another 10% late fee, which I'm just
Mm,
gonna have to do it because I only got my license 2 weeks ago. I haven't been able to get privileges in 2 weeks.
right.
I
Right.
don't know. So
Just
that's
it's just everything's such a like a lot of paperwork. I realized like there's so much paperwork for everything.
and it doesn't stop. It's like
Yeah.
they expect us to do all these. We start working tomorrow. When are we gonna go see a doctor?
Yeah. I guess we have to be missing work and things. It's just you got to be like, hey, I'm missing that week. It's like why? It's like just because I have to get examined. I don't know. It's just random. Like I don't want to be taking all these days off, but like there's stuff that comes up like exactly for the privileges. You gotta get physical examination from a doctor. So it's like, what am I supposed to do?
Right. I know. That's why I'm like, I just don't even want to apply there anymore because I don't.
Right.
And then what we're gonna, I don't know. Because there was another one I was looking at. Right. We were talking about Numic. I looked at LIJ and I thought there was somewhere else I was looking. Just, I don't know. We
Yeah,
gotta get this in so we could book the boards.
we gotta. But it's just like I hope like whatever you find, Brandon, like it's like least amount of paperwork so you can send it to us. So it's like we don't have to do this much paperwork and like
That's what I'm
take
gonna
off so
do.
much time. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I was hoping at least we could get like someone to sign the pending privileges form just to book
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
exam and then use the
Yeah. Yeah.
next, what, 5, 6 months to find the perfect hospital situation where
Right.
not so much paperwork, no examinations from a doctor, just like submit it, pay the fee,
Right,
you know.
exactly. It's that seems like it's added stress, right? It's like you have your life, you have your work, and you have all this paperwork that's like just in the background. You're like, okay, I have to fill out 20 pages of paperwork. It's like, oh, I got to contact my residency coordinator. I got to contact
Yeah.
all these people. Like it's like licensing, Brandon. It's like you do all this paperwork like and licensing is like and you call the New York office like, hey, when is my license coming in? And they're like, we don't know, we can't track the whatever. And it's like waiting.
Right.
It's like, when can I start working, man? Like I gotta make the
Constantly.
moolas. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like the bills are racking up. We got to
Yeah.
pay the bills, man.
Yeah, for sure. And then everything is costing us money. It's like licensing is, I don't know, like a couple of grand, and board is a couple of grand, and it's like
Yeah.
everything's a couple of grand. It's like everybody wants money, and we don't have money.
It's crazy. I didn't realize that the board, this part two of boards is
Yeah,
3,300, and then a late
yeah,
fee is going to be another 330, right? Because
yeah.
I'm going to have to pay that late fee. And then the first part boards, someone told me last Friday, he was like, it's 2,300. He's scheduling it this year for the first part, 2,300 for that. So that's 5,500, over $5,500 for the board exam. I don't know.
Right. But that's just the board exam, right? That on top of that, if you're taking courses and things like that, it's like, oh shit, it's like you're
Yeah, the
racking
courses
up,
too. And then we got
you're
to take a
racking
week off basically to go take the boards exam.
yeah, exactly. It's just a lot of this,
A lot of
constant
unexpected
paperwork,
fees.
money, exactly. Everything is just, so unexpected. Just like life, but like we're just getting it in the like a condensed version in,
Right, right.
yeah.
So if you're a resident listening to this, just be ready. It's not over.
Right.
And once you start working, that board exam and the courses, you got a lot. Like, make sure you
Right.
keep some money in your pocket
Yeah,
before you go out
you
and
gotta, you can't be like, I'm gonna, first use my first paycheck on a Rolex. You can't do that. You gotta be frugal. You can't just, you can't just be like, I don't know, what do residents want to buy when they graduate? I guess they want to buy nice cars and things. So yeah.
that's yeah, or like a nice apartment. I remember Jason Chen was saying he wanted to get like a look a little more into a nice apartment. What was your thing? What did you look at when you graduated?
Yeah, it's sort of like, we obviously, nice apartment is, a top thing for me because like, close to work, you could relax,
Right,
have some amenities and things like that. You go to the gym, so I don't have to drive like 15 minutes to go to the gym and things like that.
right.
That's one thing. I think, you know, and then you're just like, okay. And then sort of from there, I was like, maybe I'll just kind of save up money, like live like a resident a little bit, for a couple of years, just because you could be you could be making a lot of money, like compared to our resident salary for sure. It's like, couple of times more than our resident salary for sure. But you can't be spending tons of money in the beginning. I don't think you can't be doing that. You can't be like buying BMWs, and you can't be buying six Rolexes and and things like that. Yeah,
That's a good point. I had to cut
yeah,
back. I wanted to get the Cybertruck. I made a down payment on it a year and a half ago, but then I was looking at it's been 2, 3, it's been 3 months since I've worked, since I collected a paycheck, and I was like,
right,
I'm not going to be able to make these payments. I want to lease it. I'm not going to be able to
right,
make 1,200 towards the car that I'm driving for a while, even though it will increase productivity. I'll get Starlink in it and whatnot, but
right,
it's gonna have to wait. And that's another thing. I think a lot of us has to be realistic. It's like you can't get everything you dreamed of right away. We have to.
right,
And if we got into oral surgery and now we're practicing as oral surgeons, sometimes you just gotta you don't need to buy
right.
everything all at once.
Exactly. I think you know even as like we went to dental school, we went through residency, but really nobody hasn't really informed us like how to make good financial decisions, right?
Right.
Like, no, we don't have any classes like or anything. And so some close friends of mine like start like spending a lot of money, and it's just like, you know yeah, you could, but what about for rainy days? Like, what if you're not making money, and you should be, as you said, have some change or like a little bit more in your pocket just to pay for certain emergencies and things, you know?
Right. You got to
Yeah,
keep some money saved.
yeah,
And it's tough because in residency you're just barely scraping by. I don't know about
right.
you. Like the first 2 years, I was negative, and the third year was about even. The
Yeah,
fourth
yeah,
year was
yeah,
okay, but like
100%.
it's
Everybody's
you're
been
not
like that.
no
Everybody's
one's
been like
paying
that.
off
Yeah.
their loans in
No,
residency. Like
no,
unless
you're
you have
not.
right,
Right. You're barely making rent. I mean, Boston's an expensive city, and it's like if you want to, commute for an hour, yeah, it's cheaper. But like if you want to live in the city, I mean, same for you, right? I mean, and New
yeah,
York is a very expensive city.
so
So you're
expensive.
right. So you're barely scraping by with your income, like the paycheck. You're living basically paycheck to paycheck. And it's like you can't, I mean, you're in a big city, so you're kind of influenced to go out and eat and like, do the fun things. But then at the end of the day, none of us coming out of residency saved any money. I don't think. I mean, maybe some few people here and there, but yeah,
So hard, so
yeah,
hard. It's a
very
big
hard.
challenge.
Right. And it's hard to save money during residency, right? I mean, you work long hours and things like that. And you try to save money, right? I mean, we get paid, I think maybe less than minimum wage or something, or we
Oh,
get paid
absolutely.
minimum.
First two
Yeah.
years, I calculated
Yeah.
it was less than $10 an hour. Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
right. And then after at the end of the day, you either sleep and then you try to eat, and then you order food obviously because you're too tired to like cook for yourself, and it's yeah, and it's weird, right? I mean, your friends are doing well, very well, right? Your friends doing
Mm.
business and things like that, and they're like, on Instagram they post all these things like, oh, I got a new car, I got a new place, and it's like, oh, I'm still making minimum wage, and you know paycheck to paycheck, and I
100 hour
think
weeks. Yeah,
right, exactly, it's hard, and I understand that people graduating from residency, it's tough for us because especially because suddenly we get this sum of money that was like, oh my god, we're making so much money now, and then it's like, but we gotta hold ourselves down a little bit and be like, okay, we not yet,
exactly.
not yet, not yet, we can't go all out yet.
Exactly. Yeah, it's super important. I've heard a couple dentists say that. They said the first 2 years out, whether it be dental school or residency, they said
Yeah.
continue to live like a dental student or resident. Which, oh my god, no one wants to do that. No
No,
one
nobody wants
wants
to. Right,
to bite
exactly.
their tongue and do that.
Exactly. But yeah, exactly. Nobody wants to. But I think they do have a point that you can't just spend all the money that you get and things like that. Obviously, there's other important things in life, like even for boards we got to pay extra cash, and
Mm.
we have to take days off and things like that. So I'm not saying that we won't be able to, but I mean, I think, hold off on the Cybertruck a little bit.
Exactly. I'm going to
Yeah.
hold off a little bit. And yeah, and it's also it's that financial literacy of seeing how much money's going in each month, how much
Right.
money is going out each month. Obviously, you
Right.
want more coming in than there is going out.
Right.
And then as you notice that, like you said, the savings that we're sitting on, whether it be 6 months, whether it be a year, 2 years after residency dental school, it's you gotta take a look at that. It's that coming in and going out, that ratio, and how it changes over those first 2 years out. And then I think you can really make the decision safely, like, do I have enough money for that? Do I have, and it's just tough because like the Cybertruck, I don't want to, I'm not trying to be flashy or anything. I really want to turn this into an office on wheels. Remember we went to dinner with Chad and he was
Yeah.
making
Yeah.
fun of it? I literally
Yeah.
want
Yeah.
to turn it into an office on wheels with Starlink and like, because it's
Yeah.
big, it's spacious, and,
Yeah.
but so it's,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to live like
Like
Batman
a
or anything.
rock
I'm just,
star. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I know,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
trying to
Yeah.
do
I
work
mean,
on the way to work.
right. Right. I mean, I think that's a good idea. Great idea, though. I mean, yeah. Well, what are you exactly trying to do, like in terms of getting the Cybertruck?
I want to turn it like an off like it. So the North Shore of Long Island, beautiful and everything, but the cell service,
Yeah.
it can be really poor at times. So what I want
Right.
to do is get Starlink in there to get a constant stream of like internet, and then I don't know. I got to figure about the driving because I know there's full self driving, but I think you still need to be like attentive to the road.
It's like president. Yeah. Gotcha.
Like
Yeah. Yeah.
so I don't know if I'll have
Your
to.
hand has to be on the handle or something. Yeah. I don't know.
I got
I'm
to
not
look into
sure.
that. But
Yeah. Yeah.
like, I
Yeah.
don't know. I had this thought in my head where it's like, I'll do work on the laptop, the phone, responding to messages, emails, because essentially I do that all day long. So it's like if I can do that in the car, it's more
Yeah.
time to maybe study in the morning or work out in the afternoon. And because think about it, I mean, we're going to have commutes they're not too bad. Like mine's
Oh,
30 to
not too
40
bad.
minutes,
Not too bad. Yeah.
but it's 30, 40 minutes of work that you could be getting done. And then times that by two because going there and then coming back.
Right.
So
Right.
that's what the goal is. I just got to figure out the
Like the actual logistics that goes into it, right? Yeah.
right,
I get
right,
I
right.
get it.
It's
I get it.
it's like 75% there.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a great idea actually. Yeah. I mean, if you yeah, I think it will work out. But I don't know. I don't know about the Cybertruck yet, Brandon. Like maybe it seems pretty pricey.
It is. Yeah, it'll be like 1,200 a month to lease. I think it'll be a good idea to lease, especially like Teslas, because the technology is
Yeah.
changing every couple of
Right.
years.
Right.
So,
For sure. For sure.
but what do you drive right now?
I drive a Toyota. Yeah.
Nice, nice. I'll be
Yeah.
driving an Acura or Toyota, whatever I can. It
Yeah.
looks like the AC's out on my Acura, so I'll be doing a Toyota Highlander. But what kind of Toyota are you driving?
At the Camry. Yeah. It's been
Nice,
real
yeah.
good. Yeah, it's been real good. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big car person, so I'm not like, those guys who are like collecting things like that. And
Right,
but I
right.
mean, I do appreciate a nice car, like the Cybertruck. Yeah. It looks nice, man. I mean, if you get it.
I mean, the aluminum looking one is
The you want the black one, like the Batmobile one?
I want to get the black one. I want to get
Yeah.
in like all
Those are
black,
awesome,
just
dude.
kind of
Those
let
are
it.
awesome. Yeah, and walk out with your black scrubs on.
Actually, I do have black scrubs. I am going to wear.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just walk out with those, man. Flashy. Yeah.
Did you drive the Camry through dental school and residency?
So I didn't really have a car during residency. I just like took public transportation, which was like hell. And then I was like, oh, maybe I should get a car for work and things. So, it's a pretty new car, but I got pretty decent mileage on it. Yeah. Because I
That's
just
great.
drove it everywhere. Yeah. Yeah. Awesome car.
If not much like cars, what about do you have like any hobbies on the side? Watches? Like what's
Yeah.
your
I mean, I've been just, looking at watches and things, and I'm just like looking at it with my brother. I'm like, holy crap, these are expensive. Like the luxury watches are so expensive. Like, gosh, I didn't, you just look at it online, you're like, okay, 10 grand is like, okay. But then you look at the other ones, it's like, okay, 100
50?
grand. It's like, oh my
Yeah.
God, these are so expensive. Like, how do people afford these? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Do you
it's
see Dr.
crazy.
Chapkin's watch
Yeah,
or
I saw
watches?
that. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, wow.
He's got a good collection. What would be you were looking at with your brother? What are you and your brother thinking of getting? Were you looking at like
I think,
seriously?
yeah, I was sort of getting like, sort of looking at it. Jason was like saying the Cartier, like the Santos. I was like,
Santos.
oh, this is a very nice watch. I think, maybe start with like something like that. and then move my way up like to Dr. Chapkin's level. It's like, man, that guy. I was like, you were commenting on his watch, and I was like, how much is his watch? And I was like, looked it up. I was like, holy crap. Yeah, it's
And the one he had on that day, was that the red or blue? That was the blue,
yeah,
right?
that was a blue one. Yeah.
Did you see the red he just got like a week or two, like two
No,
weeks ago? He said
I haven't.
he
Dang.
basically got it's a little bit different, but he basically got the same. It's a Royal Oak, it's a chronograph, but in black now with a red strap. So the one he was wearing was silver with the blue strap. Now he's got the black one with the red strap.
Wow. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. I mean, there are people who really collect luxury watches, and it's like, wow, this could be like a house.
Yeah,
Yeah, some
yeah.
of them like the Richard Mille, like that's like a couple millions, right?
Those I think are ridiculous. I don't
Yeah.
even. I'm not really impressed with those watches
No,
to be
I'm
honest.
like, at that point you're just like, why did you buy this watch? It's so
Right?
expensive. You're like, it's 2 million or whatever $1 million. Why don't you buy a house or something?
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. It's like you could have put it towards real estate or some other investment. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just
it's a
it's
lot.
something very strange, right? I mean, $2 million on a wrist. Like, do you feel safe walking like
That
on the
too.
street?
That
Yeah,
too. But and then the Richard Mille or Richard Mille, however they want
yeah.
to call it. But it's like it's not. I don't think it's a very aesthetically appealing watch. I would not wear that. It looks like
No,
it came out of a cereal box. You
yeah,
know?
exactly. 100%. I was like, I thought that was a hot take though. I mean, I was like, man, it doesn't look like, I don't know. I don't really
Looking
see
like
the
gumball
appeal.
machine.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, yeah, I mean, it is an expensive watch. That's all I could say. I mean, I don't think that, I don't see the appeal. Like, but that might be a hot take. I don't know. Maybe if the fans of your podcast are like, what are they even saying? Like, that is
I've
the,
talked to a lot of people, and I mean, it's like, and people wearing they're like rappers or it's like Dan Bilzerian. I don't know
yeah,
anyone in person that has one. You know,
like that would support one. Yeah, I don't know. Like, yeah, and I know some. I appreciate cars and things, but like not at the level yet right now. Like,
we're
Jesus.
gonna need some time. We're gonna need
Yeah,
a couple years.
yeah, yeah, for sure. I'm like, oh God, like people collecting cars. Jesus, that's another level of wealth.
It is. It is. So
Yeah,
hey, thanks for coming on again today. I just have
yeah,
one more. What's your night look? So it's both of our first day tomorrow for
yeah.
work. What's
Right.
your evening wind down looking like for you to like wind up into work this week and
Work mode.
tomorrow? I'm
Yeah, for
curious.
sure.
You work out yet today? Like you do grocery?
Yeah.
Like what's the yeah?
So I work out in the mornings and then, try to do laundry and chores in the afternoon and just like try to mentally sort of prepare for tomorrow. I sort of looked at the schedule already. So, kind of put myself in the position, like, I guess, in the office and sort of imagine myself doing procedures and things like that. But other than that, I mean, watch TV and things just to relax. Because I mean, it's like, you do this multiple times. You went through residency, you went through intern year, you get still same butterflies that you get like for the first day because you don't know
Right.
you don't know what you'll get, right? You might walk in and be like it's a total complete disaster, but you
Hopefully
right,
not. But yeah,
right,
yeah. It's we
right,
don't know what we're gonna get. It's the little
right.
jitters
Like
and it's excitement.
legislators,
You
yeah,
know,
it
all
is
excitement.
exciting, right? It's a new phase, so I try to calm myself down a little bit and unwind a little bit, no caffeine or anything. Yeah,
Right, right. That's a good point. Yeah, get a
yeah,
nice wind down routine. I don't know if it'll. I always tell myself like that night I'm gonna get to bed earlier. Never
yeah.
happens.
No, you get too excited. You're just like you're like a little kid again. You're like imagining all these things. You're just excited. You're a little nervous because you're in a new place, new people, obviously, and you're doing surgeries. Yeah,
Right, right. Meeting people for the first time, working with the
right.
office staff. Yeah, it's gonna be good. Hopefully, a lot less stressful. Hopefully than
Yeah, it'll
residency,
be
right?
it'll
Because
be
the
good.
first day of residency, dental school, you have that. What's the term all the kids are using these days? The imposter syndrome, right? They always
Right.
want to
Totally.
imposter syndrome.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's just insecurities that haven't been addressed yet. Like you're right where you need to be. It's time. You're gonna be fine. Everyone's in the same boat. That's always my take on it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it was nice talking to you, Brandon, and it was nice talking to you on the podcast. We should do this again sometime.
You too, Nick. Yeah, please, please, we will.
Yeah.
So yeah, the next, I mean, we'll be getting through work these next 2 weeks, and let's plan for 2 Fridays. I'll coordinate that. Well, I think we made a group chat, didn't we? The
Yeah, we
four.
did. Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah.
Let's get in that group chat. Let's plan out. We'll pick a time. We'll pick a date, and we'll do that from there. But
Yeah.
thanks for coming on, man. This is a good
All right.
chat.
Yeah. Thanks, Brandon, for having me. Yeah.
Too. Yeah, if you can just wait, it's like 10 seconds for it to upload after I
Yeah.
hit end here. It'll
Yeah.
close out, but then it'll show you
Yeah.
like when it's fully uploaded.
Yeah.
Awesome. All
That
right,
sounds
man.
good.
We'll touch
All right.
base.
All right. Have a good night.
All right. You too.